Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope your day's been good. Mine's been okay. Today we have a new cube, the MsCube Ms3-v1 Enhanced from a startup company, MsCube. I'm very excited to check this out. We're also going to be comparing it to the GAN 356XS. So let's get into this. Run the intro. Before we begin, I do want to mention that there is a new Discord for the Phantom Puzzles. You can get some exclusive channel content and channel updates whenever there's a new video. Link will be in the description below, so go check that out. Alright, the MsCube Ms3-v1. I'm just going to call it the Ms3 from now on in the video because the title is really long. But this is 55.5 millimeters, it weighs 76 grams, it costs $34.95, and it was released in January of 2021. Now they also offer a standard version, which is just $30. So I want to talk about the history of this cube real fast. It's kind of interesting. A former GAN employee went off to start his own company, and the result of that is MsCube. This is their very first cube, so it's kind of still in like the beta stage, but it's very interesting, and that's why I'm comparing it to the GAN 356. I'm going to start off with the box here, put the cube to the side. You notice what's interesting about this. This is the enhanced version, so it has the pink logo. On the box it's still green, and it comes with black internals. You can't buy black internals yet, they're only available in primary, but it's not a big deal. Ms3-v1, MsCube, nothing special. You do get your novelty card, similar to GAN fashion. There is one in the 356XS I'll get to in a minute. It comes in just some styrofoam padding and an accessories box. Alright, in terms of accessories, the MsCube doesn't have a lot. However, core, some tensioning stuff. I think the most interesting thing here is these springs. Now look how big those springs are. That's one spring. It's really bonkers. A guide to solving the cube. Oops, sorry if I hit the camera there. More springs. And you get some replacement logo stickers. Okay, so before we get into this cube's complicated tensioning, I want to mention the exterior of this cube. Glossy shades. It's only available in stickerless and primary at the moment. Now this is a startup company, and so startup companies usually have issues, and one that I've noticed is gaps on these. So you'll notice on the edge, there's a bit of a gap, and on the corner. Now these aren't big issues. A bigger issue I find is that the edges are kind of sharp. This might not affect a lot of people, but sometimes it makes it a bit uncomfortable for turning. Now on the inside, they have their own track design. They call it the spider web, which I think looks kind of interesting. I don't think it has any added benefit against normal tracks. It goes along to the connector part on the inside. I'm not sure what it's called in there. And it has it on all of them. You can see my cube's already starting to get dirty. And on the edges too. Alright, tensioning the Ms3, this is where it gets interesting. You can see here, there are three pieces, the core cover, then the locked clips axis, and the numerical gear. On the inside is the core tuning system, on the outside is the tension tuning system. Now with the tension tuning, 5 is the tightest and 1 is the loosest. And so you turn this so that the arrow here is pointing to a number on the inside ring. And you can use these bumps on the outside to help navigate. And so you align this. Right now it's set at 3. That's the default position. If you rotate it to 5, your cube is going to be tighter. Core tuning. There are 2 sets of core, A and B. Press the central part as the arrow shows and turn to change the core set. turn clockwise fully to get A, which is the tight set, or turn counterclockwise fully for B, the loose set. The default set is A. So if you set it to 5 and A, which is what I have it at now, it is going to be the tightest. And you have to make sure that it is fully clockwise, or else your cube will most likely fall apart. So if you can get used to it, it's pretty easy. Not getting in. Just has these pegs. I don't know how that'll hold up in the long term. But you can see here, the arrow is pointing to 5. Try and get it focused. That's 5. And I have it pressed all the way down for A. Now, another thing while we're in here is the thing that makes this enhanced is that it has extra magnets. So there are magnets in there that connect the edge to the center. You can see down there. Now, some cubes like the GAN 11M Pro have it so that there's magnets in the corner and the core. This one doesn't have that. This is pretty common, but it's still interesting. Alright, next up we're going to cover the GAN 356XS. Fun fact, this was my first MsCube. I had it for about a year. I don't know why it was my first MsCube, but that's not important right now. Alright, the cube on the front, GAN 356XS, GAN logo. So GAN is known as the Apple of cubing. You can see that on their boxes, kind of mime the Apple style. Getting in here. Here's your novelty card like we saw in the MsCube. Now if you're interested in seeing the latest cube from GAN, look up in the top right corner to see my review on the GAN 11M Pro. This crazy box here. Unnecessary. I've never used it. What's this? Okay, cool. We're gonna get into this in a minute. Accessories box. Got your GES nut system, center caps, CFOP manual, and that's about it. Alright, so I know I mentioned with the MS3, you can adjust it fully with your fingers, which makes it great if you want to adjust it on the go. It's not that simple with the GAN 356XS, and I'm going to show you why. It's also not as easy to get in, but I think this is the safer solution as it's less likely to fall out. You can see there is a blue nut surrounded by this triangular thing. Now, the GES system works, so it goes from 1 to 4. Right now we have it set to 4, and 4 is going to get you the least amount of corner twists and pops, so it's going to be a bit tighter. 1 obviously is the opposite, and it's less tight, it's looser. So I have it set to that, and then there's this clear triangular thing, which you need this fancy tool for. So if you don't have this tool, you can't really adjust this easily, as your fingers won't budge it. So I think that the GAN 356 is a bit more complicated than the MsCube. It also, I should mention, has adjustable magnets. So right now they are set to the strongest setting, and they look kind of cool, like this. The 356 has a more premium feeling than the MsCube, but that's to be expected. GAN has been around a lot longer. It does have matte textures, but I've had mine for so long that they've kind of worn off and become grippier. It also has those rounded corners and no panel gaps like on the other one. It does have, can't really see it on the black internals, but it does have the honeycomb patterning, which is their treads that help the loop stand. So on the screen right now, I'm going to give you my pros and cons list. You can see that. I'm not sure which one's better. I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video after we've done some solves. But for right now, I think we should jump into solve time. I'm going to be doing averages of 5 for both of these, and I'll let you know how it goes. have the times though for those solves, and I'll put the times on the screen, but I have them right now. My average of 5 on the MsCube is about 28 seconds, and on the 356 it was about 29 seconds, so I was about a second faster on the MS3. However, I did have the fastest solve out of all of them on the GAN 356XS at 22.124 seconds. That was the very last solve you just saw there. Because it all comes down to preference really. This one is a bit smoother. It does have a bit more lockups, and it is a bit quieter. However, the GAN feels more premium. It's a bit clunkier, and it's a bit louder than the MsCube. Both are great cubes though, and if you don't mind spending another extra $15, I'd probably get the 356XS. If you just want a $35 cube that's really good, I'd recommend the MoU Weilong WRM 2020, as it's smooth, it's matte, it's premium, and it's not that loud. So yeah, it certainly has been an interesting video to make. I'm looking forward to seeing more from MsCube in the future. I really am. I think their company has potential. This first cube is really great. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, I'm sure you know that. And have a great day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. We do have a couple more cubes that came with the MS3 that I'll be doing another video on in the future, the MGC 2x2 and the MGC 6x6.